Slowly but surely, we are seeing the walls that have prevented the cryptocurrency industry from going mainstream and gaining institutional adoption be broken down. Just this week, we saw the initial approval by the SEC, of course, headed by the infamous Gary Gensler, for an Ethereum spot ETF take place. And this is just the start. This is the first man through the door, if you will, in regards to altcoin ETFs. We have long been saying that we think altcoins are going to get ETFs, and it's going to allow hundreds of billions, potentially trillions of dollars to flow into the altcoin market. Some are going to benefit more than others. And we're going to be doing a video today telling you guys and re-explaining to you guys why it is I believe Polkadot is primed to receive an altcoin ETF, or an ETF in general, not just its own ETF. It already has ETPs, and we're going to be showing you that the vast majority of Bitcoin and Ethereum now ETF issuers also offer Polkadot products, but it's also going to be a part in the crypto index funds as it already is. You are going to see very similar products to what we have in regards to the stock market, like the S&P 500, which is the top 500 stocks, the Russell 2000. You're going to see equivalents of those in the cryptocurrency market eventually. But Polkadot, I think, is going to be one of the first beneficiaries to this sort of regulatory landslide that is taking place in favor of the cryptocurrency space. We're really going to be showing you why that all is in this video and where we get this from. You know, this hasn't just been plucked out of thin air. The first place I want to start is in regards to the tyrannical crusade that the SEC and Gary Gensler have headed against the cryptocurrency market. We're actually seeing Congress pass bills against that at the moment. And the interesting thing with many of these lawsuits and charges that have been levied against the cryptocurrency space is Polkadot never seems to get mentioned. Pretty much every single coin in the top 25 cryptocurrencies, except for Ethereum and Bitcoin, have been mentioned, but Polkadot actually hasn't, and it does seem to have some sort of loose regulatory clarity in regards to it being a non-security given its utility and its efficient, not deficient, decentralization. So that's a real pro that I think Polkadot has in its favor. Again, with an Ethereum ETF being approved with staking, with its kind of model, its kind of launch, so on and so forth, it doesn't really give the SEC much ground to call other cryptocurrencies and deny them ETFs, SECs, ETFs at this point. But I do think we are on the precipice of a major unlock for the altcoin market. And of course, Ethereum is that first man through the door. So that's one reason why I think a Polkadot ETF is definitely on the horizon. They don't seem to have a regulatory beef with it. Let's talk about perhaps the main reason. And the main reason really comes from the fact that we now see the same issuers that are not only enabling an Bitcoin ETF, but now an Ethereum ETF. And of course, we had news just last week also that WisdomTree and 21 Shares, who both list Polkadot products, are also now going to be facilitating an Ethereum spot ETF on the London Stock Exchange. It is a matter of time. We're going through that lineage of Bitcoin, Ethereum, smaller altcoins. That's going to be the lineage that the ETFs follow, and Polkadot is very well positioned. And what I want to do now, guys, is get into why that is. So let's take a look at some of the issuers, and more issuers than not of the Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs offer Polkadot products. In fact, it makes up some of their large cap top 10 or whatever it is funds. And we're going to be looking at all that in this video. So let's talk first of all about 21 Shares, who we saw in the last article. Let's take a look at some of their cryptocurrency projects. And you can see this is a list of all of them. And of course, they do have a Polkadot ETP. Polkadot is also a part of their sort of larger cap fund, if you will. So this, of course, is the crypto basket ETP. If we dive over to this one, you will see Polkadot listed in this. So not only does it have its own ETP, it's also in their kind of basket of cryptocurrencies holdings, which you can see here. It goes Bitcoin, Solana, XRP, Ethereum, and Polkadot. So Polkadot is clearly a clear favorite with 21 Shares, who are, of course, already regulated Bitcoin ETF issuers and now soon to be regulated Ethereum ETF issuers. They really have a little soft spot for Polkadot. So one swallow does not a summer make. If it was just one of these, then we would say, okay, it's only one issuer and people that are zealous about going after exchange traded products for the cryptocurrency space and enabling that. But it's many of them. So this is 21 Shares, of course, in their HODL thing. They also have it features in a number of different ETPs that are already facilitated by the ETF issuers. Let's take a look at WisdomTree. Now, WisdomTree offer a lot of products. You can see this is their digital assets. We've got Bitcoin, Cardano, Crypto Basket, which Polkadot, of course, is a part in, which we're going to look at now, Ethereum, Polkadot on its own, and Solana. And if we look at one of their Crypto Baskets, you can see the assets that they have inside of this are Solana, Cardano, Chainlink, Avalanche, Bitcoin Cash, Polygon, Litecoin, and, of course, Polkadot. It's not one of the major ones. I think they do favor it. A lot of these seem to really like Solana. I think Solana is definitely institutionally sort of favorited outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum. But there's no doubt in my mind Polkadot is going to appreciate the sunlight, certainly with everything coming for it. It really is going to go mainstream. You just need one of these killer applications that's currently trying to be enabled on Polkadot to actually catch fire, and it's game over. So we have 21 shares, we have WisdomTree, and of course we have Bitwise, which not only, again, offer a Polkadot-specific product, but in their top 10 crypto index fund, you can see Polkadot is still a part of that. So we now have 3 issuers of Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs that also offer Polkadot products in multiple forms and actually have it within their sort of top 10 indexes or their large cap funds. 3, maybe just a coincidence. Let's look at VanEck, which is also another offerer. They offer a ETN in the form of Polkadot. You can see this is where it trades. It's the custodian currency it's based in the form of VDOT. We also have, so we've covered 21 shares, WisdomTree, Bitwise, VanEck, all issuers of Bitcoin spot ETFs. We also have Grayscale, of course. Now, Grayscale offer Polkadot product individually. They also, in their X Ethereum fund, have Polkadot as only one of 5 holdings. Of course, we've got Ethereum, ADA, AVAX, DOT, and Matic. So that's 5 different issuers of the Bitcoin and now Ethereum spot ETFs that also offer Polkadot products in multiple forms. And of course, we have Hashdex, which is another issuer of Bitcoin spot ETF. They offer within their crypto index, which is currently tradable in Europe, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Cardano, Avalanche, Bitcoin Cash, Polygon, Litecoin, Uniswap, and of course, Polkadot is in there once again. So I think when you take all of this into account and where the space is generally, and how Polkadot sits from a legal point of view, it's one of the only altcoins within the top 20 outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum that actually got left alone. Most of the other ones got hit with lawsuits or certainly got mentioned in lawsuits. Polkadot didn't get mentioned in any of them. And we have heard various comments in regards to Polkadot not being a security or perceived as a non-security given its utility and what it's kind of trying to do, and also distribution of the network. So from a regulatory point of view, Polkadot seems to be in very good standing. And also, if you look at where the space is going, it's very likely, and we already now have the approval of an altcoin ETF, that we are going to end up with more altcoin ETFs. If you look at the issuers of these ETFs, they pretty much all have not just one, but multiple products that involve Polkadot. In fact, some of them, when they look at their large caps or their X Ethereum funds, out of 5 coins, Polkadot is one that they have chosen. So that all leads me to believe, we haven't just plucked this out of thin air, that Polkadot is in very, very good standing to actually receive an ETF. What happens when Polkadot has an ETF? You're going to see an almighty supply crunch. Also, the fact that Polkadot has staking, and this is now going to be monetized, is going to appeal to many institutional investors out there. It's going to really bolster everything to do with Polkadot. It's really going to appeal 20% plus. Potentially, we'll see what exchanges take in the sort of middle. But you're really going to see Polkadot gain real attraction and potentially unlock tens of billions. And its market cap today isn't far off of that, if not hundreds of billions eventually in value, certainly as it starts to actually enable some of these real world use cases that we're seeing pop up on various sort of parachains at the moment. Lots going on for Polkadot. We will be dropping lots more interviews in regards to Polkadot individuals. It's been an absolute blast. We won funding to cover Polkadot for 6 months. And honestly, diving into this blockchain, it's got everything in it. And actually, when you sort of couple that with the monetary side of things, the fundamentally what's happening with it, and you couple it with a monetary kind of prospect of it, it's actually very exciting. And I think an ETF is just one positive prospect that Polkadot has going for it. So that is it from me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've really enjoyed this content as much as I've absolutely loved delivering it. On that note, I am going to love and leave you. Thanks a lot for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you in the next YouTube video. See you in the next one.